Today is ours. Let's live it. And love is strong. Let's give it. A song can help. Let's sing it. And peace is dear. Let's bring it. The past is gone. Don't rue it. Our work is here. Let's do it. The world is wrong. Let's right it. The battle is hard. Let's fight it. The road is rough. Let's clear it. The future fast. Don't fear it. Is faith asleep? Let's wake it. Because today is ours. Let's take it.
Hey, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in again, or maybe for your first time, to Say It With Your Breasts. I am so excited to have you. I am so excited about today's episode that, I can't wait to jump into it. I'm super excited. But before we get to today's interview with Victoria A. Roberts of VAR Events out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I just want to update you guys on what I've been doing and some new projects of mine that you can keep up to date on. So, as you know, I sing, I songwrite, and as of the last 2 weeks, I really have been, I would say the last 3 weeks, I've been in this place of unrest where I'm happy in my life as overall, I have a job that is different every day. It keeps me on my toes. But I feel like, I'm supposed to be doing something else. Not final on that decision or a decision at all, but just, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something more. And singing and songwriting is my true love, my true passion. And the past few weeks, I just was thinking, what am I not doing right now? Because I am getting in my own way, I think, so many times because of either fear or doubt, or I feel like I'm not ready, or I feel like I'm not going to be good enough, or people won't understand my vision. They won't understand what it is that I'm trying to achieve. And then I'll just feel I'll feel lonely because no one will get me, etc., etc. And part of that process is, finding oneself so that you are able to clearly communicate who you are to the world. If you don't really know who that is, it's very difficult to communicate that to anybody else. And so I decided to really take some time to think, just to be quiet and think. Yeah, like that. And I decided that I have not been writing songs like I used to. I would write, you guys, every day. I would either write in my journal, I would write poetry, or I would write songs every single day. And so I told myself that, because of financial reasons, just trying to be responsible with my money, trying to be conscious of what I spend my money on, I haven't really been recording as much. I haven't really been even writing songs because I feel like, what's the point? I did write a song for this young girl in Houston recently, but overall, I hadn't been writing for myself. So I decided I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to write some songs. You guys, I knocked out 5 songs in 2 hours. Now, I've always been a fast songwriter, but that's a lot for me. I was not playing around. I sat in my little creative space that I have in my house. One of the rooms is kind of my creative space room. It's both of our creative space rooms, but I use it more. It's a little bit more, my design. And I just wrote. And I decided to do something else I never do, which is Facebook Live my studio session. So I did that. That was something different for me. And I really enjoyed sharing my studio time with other people because I never do that. I'll take some photos or I'll record a little segment of my session. I never record the whole thing and just let people tune in and people were telling me like, oh, I love your tone right here. Oh, that's a good take right there. Like giving me advice, which was so dope. I've never done it. So that was new for me. Then I also decided that I was going to reach out to this amazing vocal coach. He's a vocal coach, also a vocal instructor and a mentor. And he's he's a very well-known name. But I really wanted to reach out to him because his videos, he had a lot of soul in his voice. And he had so much flexibility in his voice and so much range. For a man and just for a singer, like he had so much flexibility. And I've been looking for someone who can teach me that, because to be honest with you guys, I do a lot of research and study of the voice. 1, I'm a nerd. 2, I really truly love my voice as an instrument. I love being able to manipulate sound and do different things. And I feel like, I'm constantly on YouTube looking at videos of, Etta James or Eartha Kitt or Lena Horne, because I'm interested in that. And I love the study of the voice. I love to sing. And so, I have different, training programs that I already use that teaches different vocal techniques in terms of like correct placement of your voice, and singers, y'all know what I'm talking about. But, anyway, I DM'd Charles Perry. And I did not think he would respond, but he did. And I was able to do a video session with him to where he could hear my voice, hear my weaknesses and my strengths, and encourage me. You guys, I swear to you, I wanted to cry. I really probably did cry, but anyway, because I was just so floored that he was so encouraging and so... It was like he could see my soul. It was so strange. I was like, oh my God, I feel so exposed. But the voice is that way. And singers and anyone who is probably an instrumentalist or a vocalist, you know this. Your voice is your soul manifested in vibration. The way I'm feeling and the way my soul is will definitely influence the sound that you hear. And so he was able to tap into that in like our first conversation in our first video session, and I was just so excited. So that's another like new different thing that I did this past couple weeks. And the other thing I did was I went on Craigslist, and don't judge me, Craigslist has a lot of legitimate opportunities. Thank you very much. I've gotten hired like a legit job prior to the one I have now from a Craigslist ad. So don't judge. Okay. But if you judge, I don't really care. So I was on Craigslist, and I was looking for people who were looking for songwriters, because I'm a writer, and that's what I do. So I was looking in Louisiana, and unfortunately Louisiana is not really the place for you going off to do big things in music. Okay. Sorry. It is in a way, but it's really not. So I told myself, I'm like, what am I doing? I need to look for opportunities in other cities. And so because what I do, I can do anywhere. I can songwrite anywhere because of technology. I can write a song. A producer can send me a track. I can write a song. I can send it back to him. I can send him the entire session, thanks to technology. So I'm like, why not look? So I looked in LA. I looked in New York. I looked in Atlanta. And I'll probably do that when I get off of the computer tonight. Well, probably not tonight, but I'm going to continue to look for these opportunities. But anyway, and I found someone, a producer, who has legitimately had his songs placed before. And he's been looking for a songwriter to also, expand opportunities, because sometimes different movies or TV shows and things like that, they need sample songs, not just instrumentals. So that's another opportunity that I was put my name in the hat for. And I actually talked to him on the phone, and he was a really cool person, and we have things in common in the industry, and small world. It's crazy. So I say all of this to tell you guys that, one, I feel happier now that I've done those things, to be honest with you. And anything that you want to change, you can change. And I realized that, one, I definitely have moments of insecurity that I need to acknowledge it and then chuck it to deuces. You know what I'm saying? Like, acknowledge that it's there and then push it to the side and stay focused. And from talking to Charles, he really made me see that there is something special within me in the usage of my voice to inspire people, but to also express who I really am, and not just this timid girl who loves to sing and loves to write, but you don't really hear my real voice. You don't really feel my complete soul. And so I think that's just part of, everybody's evolution is different, but I definitely think that's part of mine. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys because I'm really excited about it. And I'm also sharing it with you because I want you to hold me accountable to make sure that I actually go through with the things that I'm doing and not just become afraid and shy away from it, but to really do it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate you for all your love and support. I actually kept the Facebook Live videos up. If you're interested in checking those out, I am going to upload them to they're currently on my personal Facebook page, not on my music Facebook page. So I'll be uploading them to my music Facebook page. And I will also put some clips on my Instagram page at Starring Ariel so that you can check it out and be a part of that journey with me. But I recorded those 5 songs that I wrote in those 2 hours, and I'm super excited for you guys to hear them. I really had a lot on my mind and I had a lot to say, and I wanted to fit as much as I could into those 5 songs because I gave myself a limit. Okay, time is money, you guys. This is music business, not just music for fun. No, baby. This is not my hobby. This is something that I really, truly do. And it costs because I'm not where I'm going to be, but I'm getting there. So right now it's out of my pocket and I love what I do and I really want to share it with you guys. So I can't wait for you to hear the songs. And the only reason I've been talking so fast is because I really want to get to this interview with Victoria. We're talking event planning and weddings and grooms and brides, but we're also talking social injustice and Alton Sterling and Baton Rouge and LSU. So stay tuned. This is going to be great. Oh, and motherhood, talking about that. So please stay tuned. She's amazing. She has so much awesome positive energy from the second she got on the phone. She was so sweet. And I'm just excited to keep this momentum going with Say It With Your Breasts. So let's do this. Let's jump into it and make sure you follow us at Say It With Your Breasts and check out the website www.sayitwithyourbreasts.com. Thanks so much, you guys. Let's do it. So I have Miss Victoria A. Roberts, who is CEO extraordinaire. Do you say VAR events or do you say VAR?
It's VAR for right now, but it's just gonna go. It's just gonna be my name in 2018.
Okay.
So,
I like it
right
though.
now it's VAR event.
I like VAR. It's like it's very chic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very chic. So for all of you who are listening, and I say are listening as if we're live, but we're not because y'all know I pre-record and edit stuff. But for everybody that's listening, and I'll let her give you a better introduction of her and her business, but she is CEO of VAR Events out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But you're not from Louisiana. So can you tell us where you grew up?
Sure. So I throw this out there very proudly because we are in Tiger Town.
And y'all are so proud.
I'm from Opelika, Alabama, which is in Lee County, and our neighboring city, because a lot of people are like, Opelika, where
I
is
was
that?
about to
But
say.
Yeah. It's right next door to Auburn, where Auburn University is located.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up there, but I was born in Georgia, raised in Alabama, and now I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I attended LSU, majoring in animal science, and I had all the hopes and dreams of becoming a veterinarian. But after probably year 5, 'cause I was just one of those students, I realized that I don't want to do this. So,
what was that moment that you decided this is not for me?
When I started working, I was still working within the science industry. I started working at a chemical plant in Port Allen, and prior to that, I was a vet tech. So if anybody knows, the salary range for vet techs is not that lucrative. One of my best friends, she was a Kimmy at the time at LSU. She was like, well, why don't you just go into use your science credit for, working labs at a plant? And that's initially what I did, making more money and so on and so forth. So I've been in the chemical industry for a while. I want to say since 2011. And around that time, that's when I started VAR events. So I didn't really start taking clients, I want to say, until 2013. But yeah, so it's kind of been like a little journey.
Yeah, like a gradual.
I realized that it wasn't for me probably just when I just stopped getting excited about going on the farm, going to the vet school, doing labs, and I was like, oh, this is so boring. So
isn't that crazy?
Not what I thought it was.
I know so my dad is from Macon. Do you pronounce it Macon, Georgia? Alabama?
Yeah.
I'm lost. Macon, right? Yeah.
It's Macon, Georgia. Yeah,
Georgia.
I know exactly where you're at.
And most of our families in Alabama and stuff like that. But my parents are older. I have an older dad, older mom than most of my peers. And they, from the jump, were it was going to college or not going to college was not, there was no such thing. You're going to college, my parents were much older. They seen the whole civil rights movement. They were like, no, you're going to school. But I remember my mom kind of telling me this, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I really don't. There's nothing there that's really interesting to me at the moment. But she's like, no, you're going to do something. But I think it's interesting that millennials, I think we're all kind of in that little group. We really are passionate about what we're passionate about. Whereas our parents were like, yeah, so what? I love doing XYZ. I'm just going to work and do whatever. Because I have to feed my kids and live the American dream or whatever. But we're like, no, that doesn't make me happy. I'm going to change course. And we do.
Right.
And sometimes it can go great. And sometimes our parents hate us. But I mean, were your parents supportive?
No, to this day, my mom and my grandmother, my mom's mom, to this day, they was like, you can at least go get you a general studies. I know you have enough hours to at least get a general studies. I'm like, it's not even that serious.
And it's so expensive. For what?
For 10, 12 years now, y'all are still wanting to see me walk across the stage. And I can understand where they come from, but, all in all, I think that they support anything that I do, but of course, they're gonna want that piece of paper. It's just an accomplishment, I guess, to them to know that they're, my mom, her daughter, graduated and she graduated from LSU and the whole spiel. But to me, it's just I'm doing what I want to do and I'm good with that. So over the years, they've progressed and just saw that I wasn't going to change on what I'm wanting to do. So now they're right behind me, sending referrals and all of that. So
that's awesome.
But every now and again, they'll still, throw it out there. So when you going to go finish and whatnot? I'm like, oh Lord.
Here we go again. No, but you have done a lot. I mean, you're doing weddings, you're doing showers, you're doing book. I saw one of your posts was a book release, and you're doing a lot. So is this what you envisioned yourself doing in terms of events?
Well, when I was in high school, and this is when you know that you don't really know.
Right.
Like, you know how you say we can plan everything that we want down to a T. Like, I'm going to graduate high school, get the good GPA, go to LSU, graduate animal science, go to the vet school.
Right.
I'm a doctor, right? So that's your plan, right?
Right.
But all in all, like, when I was in high school, I used to, like, throw events and stuff for my peers to come to, and just kind of like a little young promoter. My cousins, my mom would, take the $6 that I would charge at the store for you to come. And then I would get my uncle to DJ, and then my mom would, like, rent out this little event space that we had in Opelika, and then, I would make these little flyers and pass them out on Friday after the football game, and then everybody comes to the party. So, not knowing, and then fast forward up to LSU, I started a production company, and I used to throw events and promote different nightclubs, downtown, and then I kind of, like, grew older, and I'm just like, I'm not about to be in these clubs for the rest of my life. That's just not what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed, like, planning events and putting things together and creating an environment that is memorable as well as, like, an experience. Like,
right.
Every time I have a client, I just always want them to tell me what they want. Mm-hmm. So, and with that, I just kind of, like, try to spit it out. So, with that being said, from high school to now, you can always, like, plan how you want your life to go, but I didn't really see this at all.
Yeah.
Said, like, when I was doing events and then I was, the promoting, and realized that I didn't want to do that anymore, it was kind of like, I think I saw, I think it was something online. I think it was Preston Bailey. He's one of my favorite event designers. Mm-hmm. And that's when it hit me, and I was like, that's what I can do. I can still create events. I can still plan, but, it's on a whole nother level. Like, There's so many levels to event planning, whether it's the Met Gala, whether it's a wedding, whether it's a corporate event, a charity event, a walk. Like, it's so many levels to it, and I was just like, that's what I want to do. So,
was it hard getting started?
No, because I'm a Scorpio, so it's just kind of like, I want what I want, and until I get it, I'm good. And then if I fail at it, at least I know I did it, right? So, I remember talking to a friend of mine, and I told him, I said, I'm not going to promote anymore. He was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. I think I'm going to start event planning. And with any business, you want to make money, right? So with promoting, I'm not sure if you've been out in Baton Rouge years ago, but, if it rains, nobody's coming to your event.
Yeah.
So if it's too much going on, it's like a pick and choose. So you won't know your bottom line until the end of the night. And sometimes that can be a loss or what. So
it's unreliable.
Yeah, and with event planning, it's a service, that's rendered. You know what I mean? So that's something that has to be contracted out. So I'm guaranteed, that amount or that fee, rather than when I was promoting, I was like, well, I don't know what the hell I'm going to get back. You know what I mean?
Right, you never know.
People thought I was crazy because, like I said, I started that back in 2011. I registered for our event, but I didn't start taking clients until a couple years later. Mm-hmm. So a lot of my friends, they were like, you sure that's going to work in Baton Rouge? Or, I don't know about that. And you of course, with starting businesses, you're going to have people that aren't as optimistic as you are and kind of like downplay it and
just don't get it. They don't get your vision.
Yeah, they don't get it. So, but like I said, I'm more the person that is just kind of like, what I want is what I want, and I'm going to work toward whatever that is. So, I just kind of just started it, got my LLC, went to Barnes and Noble, read on some books because they do have event planning books. So I just read on it and got other planners' perspectives on it, researched different designers, whether they're in Russia or Dubai or Tokyo, whatever, because in those countries, their weddings and stuff are just over the top.
So extravagant.
So, and to this day, I still do that. I stalk different designers.
Yeah, that's amazing though, because you keep your inspiration fresh.
Yeah, it keeps me motivated and inspired. So that's just kind of how it's been going. I just kind of just jumped in the water head first with no type of counseling. It was just, this is what I want to do.
That's amazing. That is really amazing.
So here I am now to, get an assistant to help me out with the coordinating and whatnot, and she's awesome. Her name is Carla Day, and she's out of Lafayette as well.
Yes,
and
represent.
She reached out because she was interested in event planning on a more entertainment side of it, and she is knocking it out the park to where she was intern status, and now she's my right-hand woman. You talk to me, you talk to Carla.
Yeah.
So, she's just awesome. So we're moving forward at a good pace, and I don't want to take on more than I can choose. So I kind of keep the bookings, I would say, down to 2 a month. We don't exceed that because I want to make sure I'm giving my brides or clients or whatever, my full attention, and I want to make sure things are perfect, for them, because it's one of their biggest days. And we are, I want to say, 50% responsible of, it going smoothly. That's one thing you probably don't want to do is mess up somebody's wedding day.
Probably not. Have you had any crazy bridezillas yet? You don't have to say their name.
I don't think so. We did have a couple. They were Pentecostal, and the venue manager was a venue here in Baton Rouge, and before we did their rehearsal, she told me, she was like, "Oh, I thought your bride was cheating on her fiance." I was like, "What?"
No.
Yeah, because the bride would come with this man, because the brides are always coming to the meetings, coming to the site visits.
Yeah, they want to see everything.
Wherever, whatever she wants, I'm good with it. So they never met him. So they would come the week of their wedding. They went to the venue every day and made out. And told me.
Who does that?
Was oh my God! I thought she was cheating on her fiance, and then we found out that that was the fiance. I was like, oh my God, y'all scared me.
That is hilarious. Now you know what? I'm still getting paid though, and this wedding is still gonna happen.
Oh yes. We would have worked through it. It would have been a lot of prayers.
Right. I'll be your marriage counselor if necessary.
Yeah, a lot of prayer, pre-wedding counseling, and speaking of pre-wedding counseling, I had a bride too, where we were mid-planning, and she found out that, her husband was entertaining another female.
Oh, no.
Text messaging. I don't know the extent, but,
so sad.
Yeah. So I was like I couldn't talk to her just right then, because I had to put myself in her shoes to kind of grasp it, kind of sort of what would I do?
Yeah.
So I took some time after I got the text message, because I really didn't know how to feel, because I was shocked, because we're halfway done with her wedding, venues, flowers, invitations, save the date, all that stuff is printed and about to go out.
Oh my God.
It's just been some little hiccups, but they ended up getting counseling. Wedding went on. Nobody had to
Oh wow.
like I said, the venue. Yeah, I get some weird things, but they've always, thank God, have panned out to just, go over smoothly.
Yeah,
so.
Thank goodness.
I know.
But, whew, good God. Better than me, Lord. Please, Lord, have mercy.
So you're kind of like a therapist, you're planner, designer, you're kind of everything.
Right.
You sign up for it with that person for like 12 months. So
right.
We become besties.
Yeah. Sure. I have a couple friends who are in the one of them is getting married this month, and she's doing a lot of DIY. And then I have another friend, she's not going to get married until next year, out of state, but I think she's trying to like keep things simple, I guess, or, do some DIY things. But do you ever get to some brides where you're like, listen, I know you want to DIY XYZ, but that's not a good idea. Like, are there certain things that people need to just let the professional handle? Cause, we've all been to those weddings where they really tried. But maybe they should have let a professional handle something. Or do you encourage brides to, try the DIY stuff too?
I just go with whatever the bride wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, it's their day. It's the bride and groom's day. So they're only coming to me for basically organization and creative direction, right? At the end of the day. So I just feed off of, basically what they want. So if, like, for instance, I had a bride, she had her wedding in Mandeville at an Airbnb, just very low-key, very Louisiana, Southern bride. And she just had a box of decor that was given to her through her friends and family from their weddings. And box of stuff that I really didn't see until the day of the wedding. So taking pictures of it, and I would always ask her, like, what is it? So, well, they're getting it, they're packing it. It was always, they're packing it.
This mystery box.
She would send me different pictures throughout the day, but I really didn't put my hands on it until the day of the wedding. So, so to answer your question, it's just really up to the bride. Now, I encourage people to go into their wedding or their event with a budget in mind, because it just makes everything so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you know how much you're willing to invest for the day, whether you want the big party of 300 people and, over the top flowers hanging from the ceiling type of wedding, or if you want something intimate in the backyard, whatever it may be. Like, I always just tell my brides, like, let me know what the budget is up front, and then we can go from there. And then we can stalk your Pinterest boards and see what your mood is and your inspiration, and we just kind of like feed off that from there. So if you are a DIY bride, which I am working with one right now, that's fine. She just basically wants to use some candelabras that she made, and and a center table, and she wanted to know like what she could pair with those to make it very simple, very elegant. So that's when we come in and we kind of like, okay, well, let's do this with these, and let's get these chairs, and then all in while it's like, okay, well, I don't want to go over X, Y, Z, and then we'll be like,
so it sounds like you're very like open.
Yeah, I'm very open. I'm not a planner who pushes my brides to do anything that they don't want to do, because, like I say, at the end of the day, this is their day. I'm just here to help bring it together and make sure it starts on time.
Right.
Everything goes off without a hitch. That's what they come to me for. So if they don't have to stress or worry or anything, and they can just enjoy the planning process as well as the day of.
Yeah. Well, can you talk too about your blog? I noticed that you started a new blog recently. What are your plans to do with the blog? Like, what types of things are you going to be writing about and sharing about?
With Spill Champagne, that is...
I love the name, by the way. I love that name, Spilled Champagne.
You.
That is
Thank
awesome.
you. Because if you think about it, and I always say this, if you go to events and weddings, much as Carly and I have, there's always spilled champagne on the dance floor, right?
Yeah.
That's just the ultimate sign of a good time.
Right.
So with me being an event planner, I was just like, let's just call it spilled champagne. And with that, I'll be talking about, because I get asked a lot, how did you get in the industry? Do you have any advice for, up and coming planners, or what are your favorite, who's the best cake baker, or who's the best DJ? Where can I get a couture gown made, or, all these questions. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to start a blog.
Yeah.
And I'm going to showcase, my favorite, my top vendors, my preferred vendors, actually, and let people inside of, different aspects of events. We'll be going to, like, trade shows and bridal shows within mainly Louisiana.
Oh, fun.
And just giving an insight on all things like event industry, whether it's music, because they'll ask you, they're like, well, what song can I walk down the aisle? I was like, you don't have a song? So we'll, help you with that and create like a little song list. So it's just going to be a little go-to.
So what about YouTube? Are you going to move into sharing behind the scenes video as well as with the blogs, or are you going to do some hand in hand video and blogs, or?
Yes, we were going to do some of that. We were actually going to interview some of the vendors, pair up with some florists that we love. Like, one of our favorites is Bella Blooms in New Orleans. She does amazing work. And just like I say, introduce the, my audience and potential customers or anybody that may go to my website to get information to the people that we work with on all of our events, because we want to make sure that anybody that comes our way know that they are working with some of the top, vendors within the industry. So you're not going to get anything that anybody else's event has, or what. It's all custom to, like I say, that client needs and wants and visions. So we're going to shine some light on our preferred vendors and maybe get her to do like some DIY.
That's such a good idea.
Things like that.
People always do have like a million questions about, especially when it comes to weddings. I know, like, in events in general, but people always have like, what do I wear? Who should I go to for this? And I have an idea though for one of your blog posts. Can you please tell the men what to do? Because they don't know.
Oh, yes.
They don't know.
They are there to just get the groom drunk the day before.
Right.
And
I need some etiquette. Like, I need some wedding etiquette tips for the guys.
So, yeah. So it's going to definitely be some do's and don'ts of what to do and what not to do at events or weddings and things of that nature, for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be so funny. Because I think when women, like, for example, like when women are having kids, the men have no idea what they're supposed to do. They're like, they're not really, they're involved, but they're not really doing all the work. So I think like with weddings, it's very similar, because they're just like an accessory, but they're pretty important, but they don't know what to do.
Right.
They don't know.
All over the place.
Have you had any grooms that are actually very involved? Like maybe surprisingly so involved?
Yes, I have one now. And he is basically planning the wedding. I think the bride only picked the colors.
Oh, wow.
He's picking the venue. He's,
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Take something off of her plate,
Very hands-on. I mean, she has some say, but she's more concerned about her dress and her hair and makeup, and that's all she's worried about. So
I hear that.
She's more concerned with, the photographer, who's we're going to get to do this, and, you know, I need to see his work, and I'm just like, okay.
Right, you come to the right place. Don't worry. Don't worry, I got this. Like, you're going to be beautiful.
So,
that's awesome, though. So who are some of your role models, and whether it's event planning related or not?
I want to say my grandmother. When I was younger, she used to always, and this goes back to kind of like not knowing, it's kind of like just instilled maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But she was always heavily involved in our church. It still is to this day. And she used to coordinate weddings and different things of that nature as gifts to people. They used to always call her, like, Miss Peters, can you come, you know, help us with our wedding? And I didn't know that until I started doing it. I was like, Mom, you could have been planning even. She was like, I don't want to do that. I was just doing that as a gift. You know. So I would definitely say my grandmother, she is such the lady. And just so the epitome of how to just carry yourself and instill kindness and different things of that nature, because she's on Facebook and she's like, oh, I don't understand why you put that picture up there. I'm like, Mom, no.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm like, if my mama didn't say nothing, you know.
Right.
But,
you know, generations.
They still trying to, you know, treat me like the baby, but definitely for sure, my grandmother, that's like my best friend. Sometimes I go to her before I go to my mom. Sometimes talk. She's such a good listener.
Yeah. And
she knows how to get through anything, you know, because they've been through it, and it's just so wise. So my grandmother, for sure, is like amazing. The ultimate role model.
And speaking of carrying yourself, though, like, you have an amazing style, ma'am. I was checking out your Instagram. I was like, oh, I like those boots. Oh, I like them heels. Oh, that dress is cute. Oh, where she got that skirt from? I was like, oh, those, I forgot where you were, but those, I guess they were snakeskin, maybe? Boots? Whatever they were.
Oh, yeah.
They were sick. I loved it. I was like, oh, I like those. But yeah, like,
I'm just obsessed. Like,
and Baton Rouge is where you shop, though. They got some good places.
Thank you, but I'm more of the online type of person. Like, I don't go to the boutiques. I don't like to go to the mall. I'm kind of introverted in that way. Like, keep a close circle, so I don't like to get out in the masses.
Yeah.
I'm of an online shopper. So with that being said, like, a lot of the clothes and shoes that I get, I always shop in like Australia because I'm a minimalist as well. So I don't like a lot of patterns or different things of that nature, just solid colors and different things like that.
Well, I'm telling you, it's super cute.
Thank you. But yeah, so for the most part, it's just like online, whether it's LA, whatever. But balling on the budget, like
balling on the budget.
Here, getting no red bottoms or no Tom Ford.
I hear you. I know one of my favorite sites.
I don't need all that.
What site is it? Boohoo? Have you heard of Boohoo.com?
Yes,
that's
where
I love it.
Carly did a style shoot just a couple days ago, and we ordered her white dress from Boohoo.
Oh yeah,
and we got her boots from Lola Boutique, which, you know, is infamous on Instagram, and they have good prices and just like some classic shoes.
Yeah.
So,
I love some online shopping.
All the time. Good prices.
Yeah, I love online shopping. I love a good deal. That's the best. That's like the most addicting part. Is like, ooh, but I could have paid XYZ, but you know I didn't.
Right.
So, okay, so we're going to talk a little pop culture. Okay, so I'm going to get your opinion on just a couple things that's going on right now. Pop culture in the world, etc.
Okay.
All right.
Let's shoot for it.
What do you think about, okay, so I don't know if you're a fan of hers or not, but, you know, Tamar Braxton just put out a new album. Have you heard it?
No.
It's pretty good. But she said that she wants to like no longer really put out albums because it's taking her a little too, her and her husband work way too close together and it's like driving them apart kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So do you think that women should alter their career goals for their personal goals? Like, because she's, you know, this is her dream, like to do music and things, but this is now her third album. So I guess, you know, she's kind of gotten to live her dream a little bit. But what do you think of that? Like just changing your plans for, I guess, your relationship.
In that situation, of course, if I'm married and if I'm deeply, I would hope I would be deeply in love with my husband, and if that is the case, that my career, especially with him being her manager, I can see how that can, you know, cause a conflict in their relationship because it's not only, you know, intimate, it's also business. So, and if they can't work together business-wise and it's causing a rift in their relationship, then yeah, I would, you know, be like, okay, hey, let's not work on this right now. Let's work on us and getting us back to, you know, wedding day, honeymoon, you know, vibes, and so that we can make this relationship last, you know, like your vows, thick and thin. So in that instance, I wouldn't say that, I really feel like, well, you know, in my opinion, that one, she wants to take a break, and maybe this is the way out because, you know, he's getting sued for all his money.
Yeah, I know, I was thinking that.
It's like a big old mess.
Because I was like, you could just change your manager. Like, if that was really the case.
Manager who's getting sued, so, but I feel like in the end, like once she gets over this little situation, I know she said she's not retired. She just said she's not going to do music for a while. Yeah. So I feel like she's going to take a break. They're going to fix whatever they need to fix. And then maybe she will get under new management. Maybe she'll go whomever. You know?
I figured that would have been a smart idea.
Really grab hold of her career and really live out her dream. Because like you say, she is very passionate about music and she stayed wanting to prove. I feel like she wants to prove to everybody that she can do it. Right. And it's
like, why would you let that go just... For that reason.
Want to stay in the industry, I think, for sure. So I don't think she's going to be gone too long. She's just going to take a little hiatus.
Yeah, I doubt it. They're a weird couple to me, though, in general. Like, I just don't think they fit together at all. Like, at all. Like, I really don't. But I'm curious if you've ever, like, planned a wedding for a couple that you were just like, how'd y'all find each other? Like, this ain't gonna work. Like, have you ever had that experience?
It's sometimes like that. Majority of the time it's like that. But one that really stuck out to me was where the woman, she was like 47 and the groom was in his 30s. I think he was like 33.
Wow.
And
cougar.
She was like a doctor and he just worked like construction somewhere. But
Cougar Town.
He moved her and they got married. So
Cougar Town. Okay.
And they were like madly in love. So,
wow.
Sometimes opposites attract.
Yeah.
You never know who God
you never know.
So, and luckily I get to see it every day. Like, I get to see how, you know, how this thing called love works.
Yeah.
You never know what it is. You can't really plan that either. So
yeah.
I guess with Tamar, it probably started on some business, and here they are. They got a child and they're married. You know,
right?
They
They're
treat
such
her like
bizarre
the
couple
queen that she is, and you know, sometimes that how a person treats you kind of like trumps over everything else.
Yeah, you know? It's true. I mean, I do admire her for what she's doing. It's good of her, very mature of her, because you know it is Tamar. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about Being Mary Jane being canceled?
I think it's a bad move on BT. That's a very good show.
I feel bad because I have not watched it. I feel really bad about that.
I haven't watched this season. I'm gonna catch up on it. I usually catch
Is
up
it
on
really
it
good though?
on like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
But I have caught the first 2 seasons. I just haven't caught this season, so I know it's a good show. But I feel like with the situation that happened prior to this season with her like trying to sue and
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think it left a bad taste in BT's mouth to where they're like, well, we just gonna let you have this season and that's gonna be it. So you can fulfill your contract, but this show is canceled. And I kind of feel like that's.
Yeah, you have a good point. I totally forgot about that whole situation, but I never really watched it. I feel bad now. Now I kind of want to see if it was. I mean, everybody seems to love it, so I really do need to check it out.
Yeah, it's a really, really dope show, and I support any of my Black female actors in them doing whatever. If I can get into it and watch it, I'm watching.
Yeah, no, Girls Trip was amazing. I hope they continue to make some really good Black female lead movies. Because, I mean, we go to the movies too, people. We want to see our stories on the screen too.
Yeah. And this day and age, Black women, Black men that are doing something for themselves, we are like the culture. Like, everybody is trying to mimic what Black people are doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, we're just hot right now. Well,
we're just hot.
Hot right now.
Right.
Hot.
I mean, if you really...
People I feel like with social media and people creating their own content, it's no way for, quote unquote, the white man to control what's being put out, how it's being put out, when it's being put out. Now people are just like, here it is, here I am,
right.
This is what I'm doing.
There's no middleman.
And they see that, the Black culture is winning. And clearly it shows in these Black films and this music. You got Cardi B,
right,
up out of the mud and just hustled her way to top of the charts for the 3rd week now. That's insane.
Yes,
that's
I know.
Unheard of.
Making history too, in ranks with Lauryn Hill in terms of sales and streaming. That's crazy.
Really crazy, and it just really goes to show you that it shows her drive. One. Because at the end of the day, I don't really feel like people, I mean, it's a dope song, but I really feel like people are more connected with how she got there than, because she didn't do it the cookie cutter way. She's not, she didn't get signed. She was just, she just hustled and worked her butt off to, create good music and put it out there, and she stayed true to her,
Right. I think that's and people love her personality. And I watched an interview with her, was it yesterday? I think I watched it. It was an interview from April. It was before, Bodak Yellow was going up the charts. And I feel bad because I wasn't expecting some of her responses to be so well thought out. To be honest with you, I really wasn't. But they asked her certain things, or people were commenting because she was doing a Facebook Live. And her responses were her business acumen is on point. It was very clear that she has a very clear vision. She does not accept anything but what she wants, and it's very, for example, she didn't have a certain number of people listening yet. She had just started the Facebook Live thing or whatever. She's like, no, I'm not going to start until I have 3,000 people listening. The next thing you know, she's got 7,000 people tuned in. It's it's her tenacity and her vision. I'm I give her props. I'm very curious to see what her album's going to be, just on how she's doing so far.
Yeah. You got to give her props, and I feel like anybody in that game has to, because she just started from the bottom, literally, and worked her way to where she is now. And she's just getting started.
Yeah, what do you think of this Eminem thing? This will be my last pop culture question, but I'm curious what you think about the Eminem cipher that, like, people are going crazy about.
I just watched it. Funny because I watched it yesterday because I was so curious. I'm like, what did Eminem say? Like, why is everybody going nuts?
Right.
You got Decor and LeBron, like, talking about it. So, I feel two ways. I feel sad in the fact that it has to come to, you know, a white rapper having to use this platform to even address what's going on in this country right now.
Yeah.
And then, two, I'm glad that, you know, he's willing to step up and use this platform to address what people are feeling, what we're going through, this shit show that we got going on.
Right.
It's just, like, it's a scary situation. So,
yeah,
I applaud him, but at the same time, it's like he's only one person. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a hard battle that we're in right now because I feel like we have a man that's in a position that, of course, I'm not a political person. I'm just outside looking in, and you know, he's an entrepreneur. He's, at the end of the day, he's a businessman, and you know, people just like fine tooth comb, you know, Barack when he was in office, just looking for any flaw, and the man came ready. You know what I'm saying? Resume in hand to prove to you guys and prove to the world that he was, you know, the guy fit for the job. And then here it is, we have somebody who is on Twitter all day, like like I don't like.
He's way too old for that.
Yeah, I just feel like we're just in a place to where people can do whatever the hell they want to do at the end of the day, and that's good and bad. Right. Because if you have that many people supporting him and what he's doing and his what he wants to do and applauding his behavior and what he says, it's bad. Like, that's really, it's just a sad day that what we're living in. And the fact that we're in 2017 going through, like, racial issues and, you know, diversity issues and pay and who's getting this and who's getting that and this good old boy system, like, I feel like we're ahead, but we're behind, you know, and with that being said, like, it's still, at the end of the day, it's who you know that's gonna get you, I feel, sometimes what you want. Yeah. So, you know, the whole NFL thing, like this man blatantly just said, oh, if y'all don't stand, then, you know, you're gonna be out of a job. Like,
it's ridiculous.
What?
It's like modern day slavery. It's like, I'm not supposed to be a human being with thoughts and feelings. I'm just supposed to be a robot that runs back and forth on the field because it's making you billions of dollars. I think what infuriated me when people were saying that, you know, they need to be quiet, they need to be happy, that, you know, they're privileged and they have, it's like, well, time out. How privileged can you be if people who don't even have anything to do with the NFL have the ability to take your job? So there's no privilege in that at all, besides the fact that they're talented. It's not like y'all didn't give them their talent. You give them a check, yeah, but you don't give them their talent. They earn what they work for. They're talented men, or they wouldn't be on the field. But it just drove me that people were like, yeah, you know, they should just be happy. And what? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This is not...
And that just exposes. It exposes, like, everything.
How were things with you, like, when things were going down in Baton Rouge, the Alton Sterling and, like, that whole, you know, the cops were being shot and things like that? Were you in the city at the time?
I was. I kind of just stayed in my house, to be honest. And I kind of still do that now because, like I said, we're living in some crazy times.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know about the crime rate here. Like, there's somebody getting killed every day.
Yeah, but between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, I can't keep up.
Just crazy. And that's how I felt with how things were handled with that situation, and it just exposes, you know, like, say for instance, your Facebook friends, it really shows who's on whose side.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't judge people at all, but if I see it, I just be like, okay, well, I know how to deal with you.
Right, at least I know.
Like, I'm not the type of person that just like, oh, you know, get all crazy and post feelings and let, you know, social media be like your journal or anything. Like,
right.
I don't have to make an announcement to say, if anybody supports Trump, you know, you need to delete me. Like, no, that's
right.
necessary, you know? But you just, me personally, I don't want to say anything because I want to see, you know, who's saying
who's
what,
who,
you know
right.
what I mean? And then, like I said, yeah, so at the end of the day, it's no, you know, you're not hiding, you know, how you feel, because you made a post about how you feel, whether it was the Alton Sterling thing, whether it was the police, you know, getting killed, you know, after, and then the gunman on airline.
Yes, crazy.
You know, it's just craziness. And then you still got Tigerland, that's just one of the racist places for people of color to go.
Oh, it's been that way. That's what's so crazy to me. You'd think by now it'd have, you know, evolved, but
no, it hasn't. And that's just where we are. I feel like Baton Rouge is a big city, but you still are kind of, you know, some of the people that hold, I don't want to say, you know, majority of the power, if you will, that's just their mentality. They want to throw the rock, hide the hand, you know, and not show any type of discipline or anything to these officers or anything that goes on. That people, like, you had a whole video, right? And to this day, those men haven't been charged for nothing.
Right. It's ridiculous.
So,
and how, I wasn't going to ask too much about this, but it just came to mind. But, you know, with raising a young boy, does it influence you in how you are going to, like, present these messages to him later on? Or is it kind of just like, I'll feel it out and see, you know, what questions he has, or, you know, because he's young, right? I can't tell, but it sounds like if Thomas the Train is his favorite, he's pretty young.
Yeah, he's 5, but he's and I'm not gonna say just because he's my child, you know, he's just so brilliant, so smart, but he really is.
Yeah.
He's in the gifted program at his school now. I had him at LSU, and I had him at LSU for a reason. Not only because of when he was in day school or whatever, from like 1 to 4, he was at LSU, and we took him out, and we got him in public school because I'm a single mother, so that tuition, you know, got a little expensive. I still wanted, you know, education is very important to me, and that's another thing with us being in Louisiana. You have to, like, really pick and choose where you put your child.
For real. Yeah.
The education system
it makes a difference.
Is not all that good, you know, where
right.
it is, you know, ranked on the list of education levels or whatever.
Yeah.
But with raising him, I wanted him to get early on a balance of the two. And that's something that now that I'm older and I'm a parent, I can appreciate that my mom did, because I was in a public school for a little while, and then she put me in a private school for a little while, which was all white, and I was like one black kid out of 10 people, which included like a family of 5 and the cooks and the janitors.
Oh, wow.
So, and then with me being in Alabama, and it was it's called Springwood. It was a private school in Lynette, Alabama, which is like country Alabama. So I had to deal with the students getting accustomed to being around black people, to where they could have those conversations that they used to have, but now with Victoria in the room, they can't quite say certain things. But anyway, so with that being said, LSU, of course, is majority white, but the day school that he was in, it was kind of diverse. You had Asians and Indians and some Mexicans and mainly whites and whatnot. But I wanted him to get exposed to those cultures, so he'll know that everybody's not like him, right?
Yeah.
But everybody's not like you, but at the same time, you can still treat everybody the same. Everybody kind, like, that's like number one thing that I tell them. I said, be kind. Like, when we get out of the car and go to school, be kind to everybody. Listen to your teachers, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about people spreading, like I say, love and kindness. And I feel like if you start them young, then all this other stuff won't even be a problem.
Right. Because
You know
it's learned.
So
all of that is learned.
Them now
Mm-hmm.
to see, you know, and then with him at his public school now, it still kind of is not all the way like all black, because like I said, he's in the gifted class, so he still has like a mixed group of students to, you know, hang around and learn from, and you know what I mean. So it's just right now I'm just trying to like instill to him that he, you know, everybody's different. Everybody has different things going on, and when I say things, that's an adult like opinion.
Yeah.
You know? And when it's kids, it's just kind of like different things that they like, you know.
Yeah.
So Susan may not like what you like. She may not like Thomas, but you can't, you know, force her to like it. You can't get upset that she doesn't like it. You know, that's what she wants to not do or whatever. So that's kind of where I am right now. So I feel like if I start there and have that foundation with him, I feel like he could appreciate and know how to maneuver through this world and be able to talk to anybody that he comes in contact with.
Right.
So, and know how to address that person, you know, effortlessly. Not to say that to be fake or anything, but
no, but being a well-rounded person.
Yeah, that's just kind of how we have to move, because you don't know how this person is going to do, you know, just walking down the street.
Right. So, that's the crazy part about it. We just spread love, teach love, you know, and hopefully that translates and it keeps going. So my last thing for you, what is your mantra? Do you have a mantra? Do you have a certain practice that you do that kind of keeps you motivated, keeps you in tune with yourself, you know, something that keeps you inspired?
I just kind of just go off of, I know for sure my son is like my number one motivation, because I have to make sure he's straight now. It's not just me. Yeah. So that for sure motivates me to just like, I can't be irresponsible anymore. I can't just, you know. Yeah. I have to think about things a little bit more than what I used to now. Yeah. So with that, I, like every year I get a new planner and I always write down what I want to do for that year. And then I just work it, you know, for the whole year. Like that's my plan. And I tell my best friends that, or I tell any of my friend girls that call me and they just be like, you know, this going on. I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, and this is what I tell anybody. At the end of the day, you need to figure out what you want. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out what will make you happy. Not your man, not your mama, not your friend, whoever. It's all about you. In 2017, it's all about you and what makes you happy. 2018, however long. Like if something's not making you happy and not pleasing you, you need to figure out how you can change that and get you to the level that you want to do. Whether if you don't like your job, then you need to figure out what job you do like, and you need to go apply to the one that you like and go over there. Like,
go over there.
Yeah, just go over there. It's like nothing. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
That's my whole vibe. Like, the only thing that somebody gonna tell you is no. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, if you want to go do whatever, travel the world, go do it. Like, if you're thinking about the finances, then you need to figure out how much it's going to cost for you to travel the world, and then you need to start saving and then get you a date when you're going to start traveling. Yeah. So it's all about, I feel like nothing in this world, especially with Donald Trump being in the position that he's in, nothing in this world is impossible for anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cardi B is number 1 for the 3rd week.
Oh my God, what are the times we live in?
Saying, like, I'm all about figuring out what makes you happy, putting a plan, like, write it down. That's another thing. If you don't write nothing down, it's a wrap. It's just a thought.
I agree.
I think. So always write your stuff down, and then from there, you can look at that every day and then work it.
Yeah.
What is it going to take for you to accomplish this? And that's my motto. That's kind of like how I live, and that's just kind of like the things that I go by. Because I kind of self-motivate myself because I didn't really have anybody to kind of like teach me how to do anything. I'm just always about like, what is it going to take for me to get X, Y, Z or do X, Y, Z? And then from there, just figure out how to do it.
Right. Write it down and figure it out. Well, I really, really appreciate your time and your awesome positive energy. You're so fun to talk to. And tell people how they can get in touch with you, or like what's the best way to reach you?
Everybody that's listening can get in contact with me via Instagram. It's VAR events. At VAR Events, Facebook at VAR Events, or they can visit the website, varevents.com, and shoot us over email there as well. But yeah, we're all on the social media platforms. So.
Yes, and I will tag as well, and be posting and sharing and your blog post. I'm going to subscribe. I was trying to subscribe earlier. My computer decided it had other plans for me, but I'm going to subscribe to your blog because I am definitely curious. I am not planning a wedding. Just FYI, people. I'm not planning a wedding right now. Okay. Just had to, because people are going to be like, what you calling her for? Don't worry. Okay. I'm not there yet, but.
I'm going to have to get Duncan on the phone.
Drop some jewels, you know.
No, I ain't gonna pressure.
No pressure. But yes, I love to like hear about all of this, and I love that you said earlier when you said, you know, when you got started, you went and you researched not just American culture, but you looked at so many different places, different countries, how they do things, different influences. That's when you know people that is a true professional and someone who takes it seriously when they research their craft. And it's not just like, no offense to this, but it's not just your mama putting together something for you. This is someone who's professional.
Say no to those chair covers and that. Please burn them, please. Oh my God.
Say that again.
Please burn them chair covers, them fat. They know what I'm talking about. Fat chair covers that look like potato sacks over chairs. And
it's
people
time.
Put them little stashes around them that's been used 11 million times.
Yes, time to let them go.
Wrinkled, and you're talking about, oh, look at the event design that I did. Oh, that looked like every other wedding. Let me stop.
Right? This is why you get a professional.
But no, we like to get inspired to do, you know.
Yes, call Victoria. Just help yourself.
Or whatever the bride wants. So,
but just not those sashes. If you want them sashes, that's a no.
Yes. What to wear, what not to wear.
Right. But I thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I can't wait to get it out to the public. And congrats on your blog and everything you're doing. And, you know, when I do call you, then we can talk.
But thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it, and I think this is an awesome project and a great platform, and I love what it represents. So
thank you
kudos
so much.
To you too, because I know it's going to be amazing. So.
Yes, thank you. Speaking positivity, thank you.